I'm going to be showing you how to prepare the machine to practice our paper sewing exercise. We'll be following along with this worksheet that's posted to Google Classroom, which has all of the helpful steps that you need to follow in sequential order. Don't forget, you also have a checklist section so you can check off each step after you complete it. The first thing that you're going to want to do when you sit down at your machine, as listed in step 1, is to check all the dials to make sure that they have not been moved. Your tension should be at 4 and 5, your needle position should have the triangle with the C in it, and the stitch width should have the triangle with the 0. Down here in the corner, your stitch length should be in between 10 and 12. Once you've checked your dials, you'll be using your paper sewing sheet to prepare it. You'll put your line sheet underneath your presser foot, making sure that it's in the up position, and orient the page so it's right underneath the needle. The line should be hovering over the top of your line. Next, you're going to take your needle and pull the hand wheel towards you to lower that needle down into your fabric, or in this case, our paper. Once you've marked the starting point by lowering your needle, step number 3 says we'll lower our presser foot down, which, as we know, should be done just about silently, as quiet as you can get it. Position your hands like a football goal post here around the sides of the presser foot, but not too close. And if possible, it's even best to keep it down here on the wooden part of your table. Only once you've positioned yourself can you turn the machine on. This allows you to make sure that everything is in the proper location before your machine could start moving. Next, you're going to slowly press on your foot pedal down on the floor. Make sure it's in a comfortable position for you. And start by pressing very lightly in the center of it to begin moving. When you get comfortable, you can go a little quicker. A normal sewing speed sounds like a heartbeat. I've gone down about an inch from the top of my line, about the size of my presser foot, so it's time to do my first back stitch. The back stitch is going to help to secure my stitches. It works like a knot on my sewing machine. So I'm going to press the reverse lever and the foot pedal simultaneously to send my needle back to the beginning of the line. Again, I can continue down. Using my hands to keep my paper and my needle going on the line. Now, if for any reason you get off track, I never, ever want you to lift the presser foot to move the paper back. If there were thread in the machine, you'd end up with a big hole there. So instead, gently use your fingers to guide your paper back where you want it on the line. A small bump is better than a hole. When you reach the end of the line, you're going to backstitch again. We backstitch at the beginning and the end of each row of stitches for security. You go down backwards about a ½ inch to an inch. So my stitching went down to the end, backstitch an inch, down again. When I reach the end, in order to get my needle out of the paper, if it's in there like it is here, I'll use my hand wheel to raise it up, lift my presser foot, and take it out and see how I did. So on either side, you can see your reinforced back stitches. You can see that small bump where I went off to show you how to get back on. This is just what it should look like. Remember, when you're not stitching, you always want to lift your foot off the presser foot, off of your foot pedal, and put it back on the floor so you're not going to accidentally press onto it. At the end of the period, don't forget to make sure that your machine is turned off, and if we're at the end of the day, that the foot pedal goes back up on the table. That's your introduction to paper sewing. I hope you find this helpful.